Hey, I'm Troy Gustin, and I'm going to tell you a little story about what's been going on in my life over the past 6 to 8 months. Last December, went into the ER, had some blood work drawn because I wasn't feeling well. Thought I had the flu or something. Came back, flu test was negative, so they pushed around on my abdomen a little bit, and the lower right side was extremely sore. So I just figured my appendix was about to explode. So shift change happened, I guess. A new doctor came in, said blood work looks good. The previous doctor mentioned possibly having a CT scan done just to take a look. This doctor was a little apprehensive of me doing this CT scan because he, maybe more so I don't have all the radiation in my body. Asked him to leave the room for a second, and I felt in my spirit say do the CT scan. So text my wife, she wasn't there at the time, and she agreed with what my spirit was telling me to get the CT scan done. So had the CT scan done. The doctor came back into the room, and I was like, so my appendix, is it going to have to be removed? He's like, your appendix is fine. However, we found a large mass on your right kidney, and I was not sure exactly how to take that. Didn't know what it meant, didn't know what the next steps would be or anything, right? I just didn't know. So I go, well, what is large? He goes, well, your kidney is about 5 inches long, and this is about a 1.5 by 1.5 inch or something like that. It's pretty large. It's not huge, but it's pretty big, and it's towards the top. So basically 1/5 of my kidney has a mass on it. That's what it sounded like. It's like, okay, so we left there, went and saw a kidney doctor, I can't remember what's a nephrologist, and then they had me do MRI, and then she sent me to urologist. So we went to the urologist, and they saw all the MRIs and the CT scans and stuff, and he's like, yeah, we need to get that removed. So we doing a biopsy? They're like, no, we're not going to do a biopsy. If we injected you, and if it was cancerous, then some of the cancer could probably leak out off the needle and spread throughout your body, which I never even heard of, which I was thankful for. So I was like, okay. So scheduled the surgery for March the 10th, and we were there. We were released on Thursday, March the 12th. Got home, fever spiked. Didn't have fever the whole time I was there. Fever spiked. So on the notes that we had sent home with us, if you get a fever, you need to come back to you need to give us a call. So I gave them a call. They asked me to come back to the emergency room. So we went back to the emergency room. First thing they did was a CT scan. Someone had me readmitted into the hospital. So we were there 3, 4, 5 days. Every day, just fever. It never stopped. Had fever constantly. Getting blood taken, every 4 hours and all this stuff. Wasn't eating anything. Had an IV, which was good. Was in a lot of pain still from the surgery. Finally, an infectious disease doctor came to visit me, and he checked me out. He looked over all my stuff, and he's like, I don't really see anything wrong. And then the urologist showed up, and they were discussing it, and the CT scan just showed some internal bleeding. We call it hematoma. And what that was doing was causing my immune system to, it detects the foreign, blood being released in my body, so it's just going to fight it. But it was an internal, maybe it was a slow internal bleed, I'm not 100% sure, but it was fighting it. And my fever never would drop below not being a fever, even with medication. So the infectious disease doctor, I remember him asking me specifically, but how do you feel? And I was like, well, my mind's good. I'm ready to be home, to be honest with you. If that's all, if there's nothing really going on, then I'd like to just go home. And he's like, okay. And then the urologist agreed. and so did the doctor of the hospital that I would see periodically throughout the few days I was there. They were all in agreement. So my wife and I came home, but for the next, I guess it was 2.5, 3 weeks, the recovery was horrible. I couldn't lay anywhere except on the couch. Having fever 24 hours, 7 days a week, sweating, fever breaking, and being sore, not being able to hardly get up to go to the restroom, and not eating anything, hardly able to drink anything. It was just hard, especially with a family, that I take care of, and it was hard for me. It got to a point where I had almost lost my internal joy, if you will, and I have an unbreakable joy, so that said, I got to a point one morning where I told my wife, I looked at her and I said, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I really don't. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. A day or two later, we got a call back. Well, we called the urologist because I was having some other things go on, and they'd gotten word back on the mass that was removed. They were actually able to remove the mass fully in part of my kidney. They had to remove part of my kidney, and it came back as stage 1 cancer. So, luckily they found it, if you will. If I wouldn't have been listening to what my spirit was telling me at the time, I wouldn't have had the CT scan. I never would have had the surgery, and I don't know how I'd be feeling today, to be honest with you. Still trying to get through it, some of the recovery, just my stamina, getting it back up. Because after that happened, COVID happened, and so basically I haven't been able to really get out and do much of anything. Luckily, I've been able to work from home, so that's good. I wanted to share that story with you. Those that know me know I'm a drummer, so I'm going to try to actually play the guitar, and I'm going to sing this song to you. What I wanted to do was sing a song about before I had gone in, and how I wasn't afraid, and I was ready to go, ready to get this done and get it over with and just move on, like nothing, 2-3 a week or two after the surgery, be on the golf course or something. But no, this is a lot worse. So I think what I want to do is maybe sing a song that while I was lying there during that time frame, that I was singing internally, and it's called Nothing Else. I've just gone through the motions, I'm sorry. But I just sang another song. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry when I forgot that you're enough. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. Caught up in your presence, I just wanna sit at your feet. Caught up in this holy moment, I never wanna leave. Oh, I'm not here for blessing. Jesus, you don't owe me anything more than anything that you can do. I just want you. I just want you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. No, nothing else. No, nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. Caught up in your presence, I just wanna sit at your feet. Caught up in this holy moment, I never wanna leave. Oh, I'm not here for blessing. Jesus, you don't owe me anything more than anything that you can do. I just want you. I just want you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else will do. I just want you. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me share that with you.